Test, test, test. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Alright, still working on Vincent Price. I don't have my color glasses, so I'm doing black and white anyway, so nothing crazy. Miss K, thanks for coming on. Alright, I'm gonna get to it. I am gonna make the chat window a little bit bigger. Hopefully it doesn't take away from the drawing here. There we go. Alright. Counter is a little bit off because it says I have no viewers, but then the chat shows 2. So thank you for those. that have come on and to watch me finish this Vincent Price piece. Hopefully I can finish it tonight. The hair took me a while last night. Just using a little bit of a darker gray here for the edges where the eyes meet the nose. So I got the first part uploaded to the computer. Once I finish this, then I can upload the rest. I was thinking about uploading just this, the part that I recorded last night, but thought it'd be easier to just do all one video. I don't want to spam the channel. The marker stage is always a little bit faster. So I was happy once I got to the marker stage. Alright. I'm going to work on this creepy looking Vincent Price up here. Oh no! Now it's going to open the wrong window. Oh boy. Alright. While that's opening, I think I can color this one. There we go. Alright, cancel. Alright. I'm wearing my house coat because it's freezing. This really, the grays really add life to the black and white. And since all the pictures except one was black and white, I have a lot of reference. Adding these grays really magnifies the picture. So this is a 9 neutral gray, and it's the closest thing before you get to black. There is a 910, but I don't use that one. I might as well just use black at that point. So I only buy the markers I really need. I say that, but then you can see my markers behind me. And yes, I need all those. So now I'm just going to get a little bit of the lip here. I gotta make sure this is not playing any copyrighted music. I got a couple strikes last night. Alright. We're good. It's all good in the hood. Alright, now we're gonna... This one here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so I can get a good shot. I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze. I don't want to sneeze into the microphone. RIP headphones. I am very happy how it turned out, even with all the little bumps I had with the brush pen. Alright, so now I'm going to use this 9 gray to get those really dark areas. I might not use the 9 on this area, just because he's getting hit with so much sunlight on this one. Doesn't need that much gray. Alright, making some good progress. Alright, so now we're going to move to this majestic one here. This one was the one I was most worried about because he is in color here. So I kind of have to make up where the grays are going to be and everything. So alright, record. So I'm going to go a little bit unorthodox here and just hit it with as much gray as I can. Really cover a lot of the area. Because like I said, it is color, so... really digging this music. Copyright free is the way to go. I thought I got copyright free last night, but woke up to like 11 strikes, or not strikes but claims. The reason why I'm just putting a base coat of grays because I am going to use a lot of different grays on this one because he is the colored one, so that was N4. Oh crap. I was supposed to use the N3. It's okay. You see how it almost looks black when you put it down, but it's actually really dark gray. The only color I am gonna add is go. Just a little bit of this. Oh no! Alright, I think that was the only marker that fell. Oh. I gotta get used to this new rack. Hold on 1 second. So now it's this negative space up here is just work on that. Oh, thanks, Road Dragon. I forgot to unmute it. Thanks for catching that. Yeah, I was wondering. I was just like, I feel like I'm talking to myself, which, most of the time I am, but just a little bit of highlights really make it pop. Damn, Vincent would have made a good Symphony of the Night as Dracula. Yeah, that's what I was saying last night. I'm like, this dude could play anybody. He kind of looks like there's this one picture that I just drew. He kind of looks like Ra's al Ghul. But I can imagine him with like full head of white hair and that goatee. Totally would have rocked it out. But if you ever watched Dracula Untold, the dude who they got to play Dracula was perfect. I don't care what anybody says, that movie was awesome. Makes me mad that people didn't really go to see it. You know, we're never gonna see current day Dracula kicking some straight up ass, you know. That one's more, it's better subtle than anything. Just got done watching Last Jedi for the first time. Want to go back. Oh, that's awesome. I'm hearing good things so far. Okay. What, the wrapping paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm hearing good things. I wasn't really a fan of The Force Awakens, but I really enjoyed The Last Jedi. I could do without Skywalker. I'm over the Skywalker people. To me, I've always been a Sith guy, and it'd be kind of cool to see a movie just about the Sith, and not even the Skywalker Sith, but and then I love the bounty hunters. I think it was the same guy that played the archer in Hobbit, wasn't it? Who for Dracula? I don't know. I've never seen him before until I watched Beauty and the Beast with my wife, and he played Gaston. And I was like, oh shit, that's Dracula. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, so just not my cup of tea. Everyone tells me I should be drawing not monsters, but fantasy stuff, because my style fits the fantasy genre pretty good. But I get bored with it. There's only so many times you can draw ogres and dragons and stuff. And I love Oriental dragons. I'm not a big fan of, the medieval dragons. I like the Oriental snake-looking dragon. And the white marker just makes this pop. You don't like Lord? Yeah, I think it was early 2000 is when Fellowship of the Ring came out, and I was working at Blockbuster, so I rented it. And I just could not get through it. It was just so boring. And then My cousin is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so he's just like, dude, you gotta watch. I think the second one was Two Towers or something like that. Twin Towers. I can't remember. So I went to the theater to watch it with him, and I fell asleep. So yeah, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. I don't hate on anybody that likes it though. That's one thing you will find about me. Other than Fortnite, people can like what they like. You know, Fortnite's just one of those things that I can't stand. But yeah, it just not for me. Yeah, that's his name, Luke Evans. Yeah, he was. Man, I was surprised because the movie starts off and I see this dude. I'm like, oh come on, this is Dracula, but he pulled it off. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna add a little bit more gray to his cheek here. That's what's nice about going back. You see spots that you just want to touch up. And a little bit there. All right. All right. This one doesn't have too many highlights. This one is gonna be more, or it has a lot of highlights. Not as many grays. So I'm gonna be really meticulous where I put these white, because he has a lot of grays and white hair. So I already got the gray down. Yeah, it's the same thing with Harry Potter. I wanted to like Harry Potter, I just could not get into it. But then again, it was popular around the time that it kind of like left my age group. I was so into fighting games and Tekken and Castlevania that I just wasn't really into wizards and magic and all that stuff. And I'm a skeptic, so you know, for me, anything that has to do with magic just like bores me. I need to watch Dracula Untold again. I saw it once, to be honest, just don't remember anything about it other than the Turkish royal guards in the movie were actually. If you're gonna watch it, don't make the same mistake I did. I bought the DVD, so it looks like garbage, but it's still such a great movie. It's just hard to find a copy because it was part of this lawsuit between Sony and the movie company that did it, or not Sony, Universal, and a lot of their movies got. But I was kind of depressed state at the time I saw it. Maybe watching it again, I'll appreciate it. Yeah, it's true. It's true that if you watch something when you're depressed or not in the right state of mind, you're not gonna enjoy it. That happened with me with trying to think. I know Warcraft. I was kind of down, and I wanted to like it, but it just yeah. I didn't really enjoy Warcraft. I know it's panned, but I don't go by critics. You know, so many movies that critics have hated and I actually enjoy. Like the Assassin's Creed movie. I know for all the crap it gets, it was a pretty decent adaptation. I just wish they would have focused more on Aguilar instead of his character in the present day. Because all Assassin's Creed movies or games are more about the time period and less about Abstergo. Abstergo is just like a subplot. The movie reversed it. The movie was more about Abstergo and less about the time travel aspect. And I think that's what killed the movie. But Fassbender was awesome. It's just, you know, I don't know. See, Dracula's different. To me, Dracula, vampires, and all that stuff is less about the magic and more about mythology, which I know sounds weird, but I love Greek mythology, Christian mythology. To me, that's separate from just magic and fantasy. I know it's weird, but it's just the way my brain works. And I grew up reading tons of Greek mythology, and Christian mythology picks a lot from Greek mythology. It co-opted a lot of things. When the Romans took over Greece, they took a lot of that mythology and then made it their own. And then when Christianity took over the Roman Empire, they co-opted a lot of Roman mythology. To me, that's interesting, and I love the rise of Christianity in Europe, and Dracula ties directly into that. So to me, I love Dracula more of a historical figure, and then when they created the Dracula mythology on top of it, it was just more interesting to me. It's just like we were talking about yesterday with the Great War. And I told Fabian this many times that to me, I feel like the best setting for a Castlevania would be World War One. No, I get it. Learning about something isn't the same as believing in something. Yeah, and that's the thing. Especially, I'm taking I took art history. I roll my eyes a lot during the Christianity part, but it's still history, and a lot of great art came from that time period. So I'm still heavily invested in it. I just, it's funny how it parallels so much with today that people still believe these things, when even back then there was people saying, this is BS. I don't know. But that's what interests me so much about history, is the stuff that people still believe today. And it's, full of malarkey. I don't know. It's fun. I'm a huge history buff. Like, if you could see my bookshelf behind me, it's art books, graphic novels, and a bunch of history books. I have a whole anthology of World War One that a friend of mine let me borrow, and I still have to give it back. But yeah, I love history, and to me, the Dracula lore ties directly into art history, especially Symphony of the Night. That has so much gothic aesthetics in it. Actually, in my final paper, we were comparing the Parthenon in Greece to the Chartres Cathedral in Paris, and I made a lot of Castlevania references in it. My teacher's really cool though. She understands that pop culture ties directly into art history, so I know she would appreciate a lot of the comparisons I made. Oh, this is what I forgot to do. Gotta add the grace to his beard so that the highlights show up. He's got a lot of white hairs on his beard. Just making sure it's recording. In my experience, believers know a lot less about their beliefs history than non-believers, but don't want to start anything with that. It's just my experience, but yeah, I love learning about history. Yeah, it's funny how I listen to a lot of atheist podcasts and stuff, and they're always talking about how, the best way to make somebody an atheist is to make them read the Bible. I always thought that was funny, but it's so true, because I was so heavily invested in, mythology, so I would read the Bible nonstop, and I'm like, yeah, these are cool stories, but it's just full of garbage. But a lot of my ideas, especially my creator-owned comic, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the influence of the Bible, so I guess some good came out of Christianity. But I get a lot of influences, like in my comic, I have all sorts of mythological gods, and one of the biggest things too is, especially in school, I'm a firm believer that there should be education about all the religions, because just teaching one thing is not really gonna show people that we live in a global planet. Yeah. To read, rather. Yeah, right. Yeah, the biggest problem is churches themselves, because the people go to the church and they don't read the Bible. They're expecting the priest to handpick things from the Bible. And it ties right back to Castlevania. Um, uh, Dracula makes a lot of references to that. He's just like, especially in the cartoon, in the Netflix series, he says a lot of that stuff. No, I get it. Trust me, I am going back to school to get my teaching degree, so I know exactly what you mean. The public education system, just for saying the stuff I do, I would probably get fired. But that's why with the degree, there's so many options for you. You could go the private sector. I can just keep doing what I'm doing on YouTube, but then I'll have the certification to teach on something like Skillshare, or what's the other one? Skillsoft, um, Gumroad, all those things. So don't necessarily have to go into public education. All right, now we finally making it to. I'm gonna teach art, and I'm gonna minor in history, art history. What is that shadow over here? Oh, that's my hand. Okay. Um, yeah. So that way, if there's teaching positions available for the art history portion, I'll have that. But I don't get to pick a minor yet until I go to graduate school. There's no doctorate for art. I gotta fix his eyebrow here. But the teaching aspect's gonna be really cool, because I wouldn't have started this channel if I didn't want people to learn how to draw. And I find it really fun to share my my skills. And it always makes me happy when I go to conventions sometimes and people say, "Oh, I watched your video and it really helped me, draw faces and stuff." And I'm like, "Well, that's the whole reason for it." I'm glad that you got something out of it. There is the entertainment aspect of it, but at the same time, learning from what you watch, and that's part of the reason why I love Assassin's Creed so much, because it's teaching history at the same time you're having fun. That's awesome. I mean, no matter how jacked the system might be, there still needs to be good people if the future is to have a chance teaching the kids. Oh yeah, that is for sure 100% true. There's always going to be bad teachers, but I always had that motto. People always remember the good teachers that they had. And then the bad ones you kind of forget about, which is the opposite in the real world. In the real world, people always remember the bad and forget the good. I guess there is that benefit. All right. This is almost done. Yeah, last night really slowed me down with the hair. All right, so I'm gonna zoom out real quick so you can see what it looks like. So this is the completed piece. I feel like the green really makes it pop. Oh. Alright. So now for my favorite part of every video. Hold on, let me pause that real quick. So I'm just going to say something into the camera real quick. You just watched me draw Vincent Price. It's a commission, and I did, I think it was 7 faces of Vincent Price. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button, share, and subscribe for more content. Whatever character you guys want to see me do next, just leave it in the comments down below. Who knows, I might pick it and show it off in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to always keep it over 9,000. Alright, so that's done. Oh, it's crazy. I think I topped this off at 6 hours total. Which, you know, compared to my other drawings is a lot, but something this size normally would have taken me 12 hours or so. I gotta sharpen this, hold on. Where did my sandpaper go? This room is a mess. Oh. I'll use the back of this box. Gotta get creative sometimes. That's pretty good. I'll zoom in a little bit there. Yeah, so this is the electric eraser. I'm a dentist. More dedication than I have. It's funny because the one thing I did notice that I took away from art school this past semester is that I have become a lot more patient. Before, I used to just get really frustrated if something didn't work out. Like, had I messed up in the past last night like I did, I would have just started from scratch. But a lot of the mistakes that I made last night disappeared once I put the marker in. Now the big thing is to cut it down, because right now as it stands it's a 14 by 17. So I have to get it down to 11 by 17. So I'm going to be cutting about 1.5 inches here, 1.5 inches here. So this part here is where I'm going to cut it out. Cleanliness may be next to godliness, but true geniuses are fucking messy. That is the truth. No matter how hard I try to keep my office clean, the biggest problem too is that my office is technically the storage for the kids' toys too. So whenever my wife does something upstairs to kind of organize, boxes come in here. So I finally was getting somewhere with the room, and then the Christmas stuff went up, and it added some more stuff in here. But our goal is in the summer we're going to try to get the garage cleaned up so we can start storing stuff in there. And now I can actually start working on the last piece for Fabian. I'll show it to you. Actually, I can't show it to you. It's on the other computer. Crap. because I have my drawing computer. Alright. This might sound kind of loud, so I apologize in advance. Look at that. I still have to use my hand. I'm trying to avoid using my hand so I don't discolor the ink. Alright. This is always the scariest part. I always get scared I'm going to tear it the wrong way. I use this paper called Bristol paper. It's great for markers, but they glue the top. So this top here is glued, and it's a pain in the ass. Alright, well, since I got Vincent Price finished, I can do a quick sketch card. Most likely I'll have to cut the top. It's starting to come out. I just get so scared I'm going to tear the actual drawing. Like that. But, so I can cut this and cut this. Actually, I might do that now. There's just so much on the table, I think I'll just wait to do that. Alright. You're one, I missed it. I had to sneeze there. I hope I'm... Always fumble the ball at the last line. Yeah, I know. But it was going to get cut down anyways, and this is about the area that I was going to cut in. Let me grab my ruler real quick just to make sure. Yeah, Miss K, I'm sorry. So I have to use my daughter's ruler because my metal ruler is in the truck. My portfolio's still out there. So this is going to be a little bit tight. Excuse me. So about there. Oh, this is 11 inches right here. So it might be a little bit bigger than I was hoping, but as long as I cut these corners right here and then up to the top, just gonna draw a light line. Thank you, Miss K. Hopefully the person that I did it for enjoys it as much as you do. I do have to take it to Staples because my scanner isn't big enough for this piece, so I can get prints made. So I'm going to cut about there. I don't know if you can see the line. I'll zoom in a little bit. This line right here. That's where I'm going to cut. And then going straight down. I don't want to cut off too much. I'll make sure. I'll make sure that you get one. So then right here, try. This is one thing they don't tell you when you buy this paper, is that it's not actually correct in size. So that's about how much I'm going to cut on that side. Let me make sure. So that's about how much I'm going to be cutting on that side. So about this much here. So let's see. That might be 12 inches even. Yep. So about 12. Obviously, when I make the print, I can make it a little bit smaller, and it'll be good because the details are bigger. So when you shrink it down, the details look even better. So right here. All right, cool. So I'll cut that later once I get my my big ruler out of the truck. And I have to let them know too that it's finished. All right. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna mute this real quick. All right. Yeah, I wanted to blow my nose, but I don't want you guys to hear all that nastiness. So the next thing, I haven't done a sketch card in a while. So you guys pick what I will be drawing. Just leave it in the chat. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my masking tape. The monster from Stranger Things. What is it called? The Demogorgon? So April O'Neil or the Demigorgon. I think I'm going to go with April O'Neil just because the Demigorgon is going to be really hard to fit on this paper. I will do the Demigorgon in another video though, Miss K. I just need I probably need a little bigger paper to do that. I did do the monster on my channel though. I don't know if you saw it already. Here, I'll find the link. Every time I go live, I lose a subscriber. I don't get it. YouTube getting rid of my subs. What is up, YouTube? I know it wasn't that long ago. I don't remember doing it that long ago. Wait. Uh, where are you? Yeah, I think it might be easier if I just typed in. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wow, 4 months ago. Time really does fly. It's such a small spot to draw on. I usually have to keep it to one character, but I will do April O'Neil. Let's find a good one of April. Alright, I'm gonna draw like my version of her, so. Yeah, it didn't feel like I did that 4 months ago. I remember because I remember drawing it and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna save this for Halloween. But then I got so excited I still published it. Alright. Yeah, anyone remember when 2020 was the future and we would be living on Pluto and everything? I still want my hoverboard and flying cars. Still haven't seen that yet. I could care less about living on another planet. I get scared having humans go to another planet. They're gonna. We haven't fixed this one yet. I love the yellow jumpsuit April, so. She does have. Okay. She pretty much doesn't even have any clothes on. Or any shirt under that jumpsuit. A guy flew over the English Channel a few months back on one. On a hover car or hoverboard. You say like well, not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, I can't really set this to mature anymore. On a hoverboard?
What we do here is go back.
I have to look that up. It's iDubbbz TV right now. If you guys want to see it from a different angle. Oh, you can't even see it. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I would tell you to put it in the chat, but the problem is, when I stop the stream, I can't pull up the chat anymore. What I can do is, I think I can make you a moderator from here. So now you can put a link in there if you want. But I was gonna check it out later. Oh, thank you, Road Dragon. It'll look a little bit better once I put the inks. This is just for me to know what lines I'm gonna commit to. Uh, 0.03. All right. I checked in and it was still busted. This one's a little bit better. Yeah, well, I've done a trading card set for I forgot what trading card company, but they're fun to do. They're just they're very time consuming because you have to do like 33 cards in a set. I would love to do more though. But you wanted boobs, so here's boobs. It's not safe for work, April. Just do an AC set. All you have to do is just draw a bunch of hoods. Hey, you'd be surprised how different each assassin is. I know when I draw, my favorite is Connor from AC3. And then I drew Cassandra. It's like two different, very, very distinct styles. Because Cassandra, she has so many different costumes. So I had to pick one. I picked the Huntress one. Oops. Yeah, I love Connor. It's gotta have that Native American aspect to it. And I love out of all the Assassin's Creeds, that was the first one where, um, in his village, they talk entirely in that language. I thought that was really cool. Altair, not so much, just because there's not a lot about him. Um, but Connor, and then I love Cassandra from Odyssey. But I'm not a fan of Arno and Ezio is just played out. Like Ezio was cool when in Brotherhood and Revelations he was super cool too. But you know, give somebody else a time to shine. This one's probably just as worn out as the other ones. This kind of sounds like that Chainsmoker song. I dropped off after I played Unity, but I've been thinking about getting back into the series. They Myth though was the big draw to me in the first place. So when they stopped adding to the story after 3, I lost interest. Actually, then you might enjoy Odyssey and Origins because they really go back to the mythology of the first civilization and all that stuff. And Odyssey, honestly, Odyssey doesn't even touch too much on the Assassin Order or the Templars. It's more about the Isu, Atlantis, and Greek mythology. That's why I got sucked into it. I just I refuse to buy DLC, so it's just like my personal protest to the video game industry. I don't like microtransactions or DLC, loot boxes, and all that stuff, so I refuse to support it. Even if it's from a developer I enjoy, because it's a cash grab. And so I don't know anything further than the main story now. The DLC covers more of Atlantis and all that stuff. Yeah, it's really good. And the mechanics, they changed it around, so it's not just like remember in Assassin's Creed 3 and Brotherhood, when you're fighting a group of people, they would take turns fighting you, so it wouldn't be like an actual fight. In Odyssey and Origins now, like you can fight 3 or 4 guys at the same time, and they'll attack you simultaneously. It's challenging, but once you get the mechanics down and you get leveled up enough, you're pretty much a god. You can't be stopped. Yeah, I feel like if more gamers were to protest those things, like DLCs and digital only games, the industry would be better right now, but I only see the industry getting worse. And it sucks because, I eventually want to get into the video game creation aspect of art. And it just bothers me that in the next 10 years, gaming's not going to be the same. Little high 8 video camera there. I'm here just setting wicks for some candles. Nice. Yeah, and the thing is I get it. The convenience is always going to be a factor. That's why things like Netflix and streaming has become so prevalent. Is, why buy a $20 Blu-ray? But if you really look at all your subscriptions throughout the year, you're spending a ton of money, and you're not really like watching all the content that you could. It's one thing if like you're injured and you're home a lot, then you might get out of it, but the problem with the number of gamers protesting something like microtransactions is that the whalers will still be there dumping thousands of dollars into it, and the kids don't care. Yeah, it's true. Cause my part-time job is GameStop, and throughout the day I sell at least 20 or 30 PSN cards. They're not buying anything else in the store, and they're just getting PSN cards to do microtransactions in Fortnite or Roblox. And kids don't care. Kids just want to be better than their friends, and have cool stuff in the game. And that's what gaming is not about, that. Gaming used to be about having some friends over with the Dreamcast or N64, and you guys jam out all Saturday night, hopped up on Mountain Dew and Doritos. That was gaming. Or LAN parties. Now it's all about online playing, and I am not an online person as far as games go. I like single player games. But, you know, that's why my coworkers call me a boomer. I'm not that old, but sometimes I really do feel like a boomer. I'm gonna make some candles. A really good candle really does set the mood of a room. My mom had like this candle infuser thing where it's just the base of a candle. It's not even lit up, but then there's a base that heats it up. So it's not necessarily lit up. It's just making the smell permeate through the room, and it's awesome. Us old men shaking our wire to the consoles that the Stadia kids taking. Yeah, I remember my first cell phone was a Nokia. It was like a brick, and the only game it had on it was Snake. Yeah, is that what they're called? Candle warmers? Because it's still leaked. I moved it and it leaked all over. I had to turn it off, but it really made the room smell really good. All right, so now I got kind of a base for April here. Her hand looks a little wonky, but I wanted to fit it in the frame. The best video game Snake has infinite. You know, I love drawing Metal Gear Solid characters, but I really don't like drawing Snake all that much. This is my favorite character to draw. Now, you probably can't see it too well, but here, let me put it under the camera. He's just so detailed. I've had this figure, I think, since the late '90s. But I love Quiet too. She has such a cool design. Of course, we always go back to boobs. Where are you? Oh, there it is. All right. Light suntan. Cool is one way to describe it. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Ting, 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 ting. I keep telling people boobs are what brings the world peace. You're not wrong. Obviously, my YouTube videos will tell you that, because if you look at a lot of my videos, the ones where I draw women usually have the most views. So, what scent should I make? Strawberry cotton candy, fruit slices, or dragon blood? Ooh, fruit slices. I was just eating some earlier. I love fruit slices. Alright, so she's got kind of like orangey red head. So I'm going to start with loquat. Loquat as a base, and then I'll put a little bit of... This is going to be tough without my glasses, because the color might be off. Yeah, I want to know what dragon's blood is too. You know, redheads are never truly red. At least not to me. I always have to color. I have to start with a different color, and then go in with a little bit of you know what? A little burnt sienna. It's like a very strong incense smell. Fruit slices, candy, and fragrances is my favorite. You gotta do that up. Candy always smells good. Though, I went to the Hershey factory with my kids over the spring this year, and the smell of raw cocoa is so nauseating. Yeah, raw cocoa has this weird, it's a very pungent smell, and it's kind of nauseating. This is gonna look green to you guys. I don't know why the camera catches it as green, but this is actually yellow. It says it on the cap. I believe the cap. Sounds interesting. Reminds me of a book from when I was a kid called Heart's Blood about pitch dragons. Dragon's Blood does sound interesting. For my 20th, I think my 19th birthday or 20th, one of my friends, I wasn't old enough to drink, but he still got me Vampire's Blood liquor, and that was so good. That was back when I actually drank. We polished off the whole thing, like even before I got the wrapping off of it. It had like a licorice taste to it. So how long does this take me? I think I finished the Vincent Price piece at an hour, so this took me 37 minutes. It looks yellow to you? Okay. To me, it looks green. I don't know. I have to trust the marker. Trust the marker. I just had it here. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is what I don't like about wearing headsets. I can hear myself breathe. Alright, cool. 30 minutes. That's not bad. So the reason why I picked a blue background is blue and yellow kind of clash, so get to do your own Vader impressions then. Luke. No, it's like, no, I am your father. It's funny too, I think I have a Darth Vader mask here. Hold on. I don't know if I can do the stream like this. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe if I poke some holes in here. How do I sound through the mask, though? See, now I can really hear myself breathe, though. The power of the drawing is not in you. A Sith is the only way to draw. Oh, it's hot in there. Woo! It's really hot in there. See, I have one of these too. See, the only way to really show you this, here, I gotta zoom out of the camera real quick. Hold on. Properties. Alright, I'm just gonna zoom out. So you can just see how it looks. There we go. Alright, apply, cancel, done. Alright, you ready? You can hear the... Hold on, let me... There we go. Now you can really see it. And it's a legit one, too. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to catch it, but... Super zoomed in. Yeah. It's a really good one. But I should totally do a stream like this. With the helmet on. It's too many cables, though. I feel like I'm going to break something. Alright. I knew it was just gonna be too much. Hold on. Alright. I'm gonna stop the music real quick. And you guys can share this with Gamer Thumb. Alright. This message is going out to Gamer Thumb TV. I don't think you understand the power of the dark side. Oh, whew. Smells like basement. All right. Enough fun for one night. All right, I'm gonna switch back to the drawing. Yeah, I would cue the music, but then it would definitely the stream would just get blocked. It would just straight up get blocked. I'm gonna finish this up here. Put my little tag on it. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. You guys just watched me draw April O'Neil as voted on by the stream chat here by Rogue Dragon. He picked April O'Neil. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pick Mrs. K's the Demigorgon because it just would not fit on a sketch card. But I will do another Demigorgon to make up for it. I want to thank everybody for watching, and as always, don't forget to keep it over 9,000. Take care. Alright. Gotta protect, right? I know. My wife has a tendency of just standing by the door if I do stupid stuff and just waits till I'm done. It just gives me that, oh boy, face. It's more of a disappointment face. I gotta clean up this mess. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the stream. I think 4 wonderful people showed up. 4 more than I ever expect. Thank you guys so much. Rogue Dragon, Miss K. Did Slayer show up? I don't think Slayer was in here. There's one other person. I just don't see it in the chat anymore. But thank you guys for coming on and watching. I appreciate you all. And I'll try to keep doing more streams now that school is on hiatus until the 20th of January. So, as always, don't forget to keep it over 9,000, guys. Take care.